P5 is fast enough, and we only did one flying lap. I know I could definitely go slightly quicker than that as well, so we'll head into qualifying. We know we can qualify well comfortably inside the top 10.
Welcome to this afternoon's qualifying session here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It's going to be an exciting afternoon as the teams battle it out for the prize at pole. Silverstone is steeped in racing history, and we can definitely say that every track position will be hotly contested in the next few minutes.
Over the last few years, there's been a range of winners from Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari, and I think those are the teams we need to look out for again in today's qualifying session.
But we are still pretty quick this lap, or at least I feel pretty quick. What did we do previously? It was a 37.9, wasn't it? We'll see if we can beat that now. The line is immediately after that corner. It's a 37.5, which is 0.4 of a second faster than we went in. That is 0.4 of a second faster than we went in practice. But we'll see if we can go a little bit quicker. They always want a P12 qualifying or higher, which obviously we've been able to achieve every single time.
It's been for Mercedes today. They've locked the front row of the grid for tomorrow's race.
Well, it's going to be an interesting race towards the first corner tomorrow, because whoever leads into turn 2 will be in a very strong position to go on and win.
So we're in 6th. Teammate is in 12th. Nico on pole, but by literally 17 thousandths of a second. 17 thousandths of a second, sorry, 100th. Kimi Raikkonen on 3rd. Sebastian Vettel. So it's Mercedes, Mercedes, Ferrari, Ferrari. Then Red Bull, Force India, and then the 2 Williams on the 4th row of the grid. And they will jump us here because they are extremely quick. Daniel Kvyat is so slow in that sister Red Bull. He really is. Very, very slow. He's got to do better than that.
Welcome to Silverstone, home of the British Grand Prix. This iconic track held the very first World Championship Formula One race back in 1950, and it's a firm favourite amongst the fans and drivers alike. Nico Rosberg will want his good fortune to continue on from yesterday's qualifying. He starts the race in P1 and has even said he's expecting to take the checkered flag first. You wouldn't want to bet against him doing just that.
He'll want to end this weekend on a high after yesterday's fantastic performance, but he's going to have a lot of competition. I doubt he'll be expecting an easy race, especially considering the teams around him.
The dominant force so far this season has been Mercedes. They have the best car and 2 of the best drivers on the grid. It's hard to not see them maintaining their ascendancy throughout the rest of the season.
Mercedes have such a great setup. They have great leadership, and in Lewis and Nico they have 2 drivers that are capable of winning the World Championship. I guess their hardest challenge is trying to manage the intense competition between their drivers.
4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. And it has. I'm starting on those worn qualification tyres. Starting on the tyres that we had in qualifying, because they were the tyres that we put the fastest lap time in. That's why we've got a really short first stint. So we're going to struggle for. We may have to go option prime because of the fact that we've done an extra because we ran an extra 2 laps, or an extra 2 flying laps, so an extra 3 laps total on these tyres. Whoa, there's a Williams. Ran an extra 3 laps total on these tyres in qualifying. And it has unfortunately cost us the fact that we're going to start with low grip here, so we're going to really have to pull something out the bag to stay in touch. Stay with me. Where did we have a similar situation? We had a similar situation somewhere else. I can't quite remember where it was. Was it China where we started on worn tyres as well? Or was it, it may have been Spain or something like that, I can't quite remember, I'm sure you guys will remind me in the chat. But we did start somewhere on worn tyres already. It may even have been, no it wasn't, Bahrain was where Daniel Ricciardo spun us out, wasn't it? That was why we had the issues in Bahrain. But you never know, an early pit stop on like lap 3 for some primes might do us a favour. If we could go really long on the 2 sets of primes, telling that we're going to box this lap. We are boxing for prime tyres as well. So here goes the strategy call. We'll see if it works for us. Diving into the pit lane. Also remember you, Tycho Psycho. Nobody else is doing anything similar, so everybody else must have set their fastest lap times in qualifying on decently fresh tyres. We haven't used our hard tyres at all this weekend. So we're going to look for lap 14 or 15 before we pit again. 14 or 15. That's the plan. Wow, cold tyres. Really cold tyres. Did not grip coming out the pit lane there at all. Now is the time to really push. Pasta's really slow through there. Try and drive around the outside of him, but he's going to get the exit on me. He's left me racing room there, which is very kind of him, Pasta. I could be brave and try and take him into cops, but I'm going to have to, I think. No, I'm going to pull out of it. Oh, he just gave me the inside. Cheers, Pasta. I'll take that. He just pulled out of it there. Maybe didn't feel comfortable turning in with the fact that I was on his inside. I cut that far too early. I'm distracted by the fact that I've got a little red symbol in the bottom right when the game knows I'm not pitting this lap. Why are my tyres already yellow? I want to go another 6 laps on these. There's a Ferrari sideways in the middle of the track. It's Sebastian Vettel. I don't know what's happened to him. We need to check Kimi Raikkonen after 7 laps to see why he retired, and then we need to check Sebastian Vettel after 13 laps to see what happened to him. And there's more. What on earth is going down there? What happened there with those two? Was it behind? Has he got a puncture? Has Daniel Kvyat got a puncture? I'm trying to look at his tyres. He got hit there by Carlos Sainz, and then again. And he's really slow around here. He's not got a puncture. I think he's got a mechanical fault. Watch him as he goes around this. As he goes around this corner here, he just brakes. He brakes and drops a gear. Watch on board with Fernando. The Red Bull in front is just going to brake here. Look, bosh, and Fernando gets stuck right behind him. Because we did those 2 extra runs in qualifying on that set of option tyres and then had to start on those because they were the ones that we put in our fastest time on, it's cost us about 3 laps worth of tyre life, which in turn is costing us our entire race, unfortunately.
Exit now.
He's saving energy though, that's why his red light's flashing slightly. Got a run on him here, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough through Maggots and Beckett's. He's squeezing me. Pulling out of it. Oh, but he pulled out of it as well. We both slowed there to try and pull out of the move. He was going to let me go and I was going to let him go, and in the end it worked in our favour, and we've got DRS because we were behind him going through the detection zone. That's a kick in the teeth for Carlos. Sorry, bruv. So the thing is, everybody else is going to be... Carlos, Maldonado and Sainz are just chopping and changing position like nothing I've ever seen. Honestly, the battle those two are having is ridiculous. There's 3 of them there now. See on the minimap, there is 3 cars in that gabble. And on the top left, coming through that last section of corners, it just went Sainz, Maldonado, Sainz, Sainz, Maldonado, Maldonado, Sainz, Sainz, Maldonado. They are swapping position left, right and centre consistently. But we are really close to Checo now, and we're going to have DRS here, and I'm pretty confident I'm going to take him. I'm going to go for our teammate and try and move up into 9th. I've no idea how far down the road Verstappen is. He's hanging on around the outside. We've got a back marker in front of us. It's either Roberto Merri or Will Stevens in the Mana Marussia. It's Roberto Merri in 19th, obviously running last because Kimi Raikkonen has retired. Not that we know the cause of Kimi's retirement yet, but we will do after the race. But real kick from the back end there, and look how fast Checo is down that straight now that that's happened to me. Very, 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 very slow car in front, and everybody, they've just hit each other. That's Carlos Sainz. Sainz was the car that was behind us with Maldonado, and they've been battling forever. So Sainz, oh, he's got a puncture, look, on his front left he's got a puncture, and then Merri just hits him up the back, and then everybody behind just gets stuck behind him. Oh, wicked. The AI is so stupid sometimes. Like, clearly the car is moving very, 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 very slowly, and they still just drive straight into the back of it. It's happened in 3 or 4 races now. Happened in 3 or 4 races, and that's Massa going very slowly as well. Well, it'll be Carlos Sainz, won't it? That's Felipe Massa going very slowly as well. But I don't know whether it's because he's got damage or whether he's got a puncture. It won't be a puncture if he's going this quick. He may have had an incident with Sainz, and he's back here because he's had to pit, and then he's come out of the pits and is here in 8th, rather than having been going that slowly that he's dropped to 8th. He'll have just gone through the pits and dropped to 8th. A couple of the races this season have just not made sense at all. The checkered flag is next. We're on the final corner, and it's 9th place for Hulkenberg at the British Grand Prix, which is pretty realistic. Pretty realistic. But in the manner in which that 9th place came about probably wasn't very realistic.
Lewis Hamilton has won today's race with an absolutely sublime drive. He looked very comfortable in his Mercedes this weekend, and it's rewarded him with 25 points.
Sometimes a driver just feels comfortable in the car and is dialed into the track, making for an unbeatable combination.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Look at all those time penalties. That's mental. They've all got time penalties. If Checo didn't have a time penalty, he'd have been fine. Kimi didn't finish. Marcus Ericsson didn't finish. I'll check what happened to Kimi. Lewis first, Nico second. We are still 7th in the Constructors. Or 6th, sorry, in the Constructors, and still 7th in the Drivers. Although Massa has now gained to within 1 point of us. But behind that, we're still 9 points clear of Felipe Nasr. But yeah, that's going to bring tonight's stream to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I know I've just been kind of answering questions for the past 10 minutes. But yeah, that's going to bring tonight's stream to a close. I will put a video up on the YouTube channel on Sunday afternoon outlaying exactly what's going to happen with the stream schedule going forward over the next... It's only over the next 5 to 6 weeks. And then when FIFA 16 comes out, I'll be back to only streaming in the evenings again. But I've switched past broadcast to subscriber only, because the footage goes up on YouTube anyway. Then, you know, it just adds an extra subscriber perk, etc. But that will be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. FIFA 15 tomorrow, 8:45 PM. I'll see you there.